Okay, so here we are, two drones, two very different vibes. On one hand, we've got the DJI Flip. It's sleek, feature-packed, and perfect for creators who want their drone to do most of the heavy lifting. On the other, there's the DJI Neo, a $200 drone that's so simple and affordable that it almost feels like cheating. But don't let the price fool you. There's some real tech packed into this little guy. Today we're breaking it all down. Design, performance, and the all-important question, how good is the camera? So, let's get into it. Because one of these drones might just be your next favorite gadget. Alright, let's talk design and build quality. Because when you're spending money on tech, it better feel like it's worth it. Starting with the DJI Flip, this thing is basically the Ferrari of compact drones. It's sleek, foldable, and screams premium. The foldable full-coverage propeller guard isn't just for show, it's made from carbon fiber that's lightweight yet sturdy enough to survive a rookie's rough landings. At under 249 grams, the Flip is so light it feels like holding an apple. Yes, literally the fruit. And because it's this compact, you can toss it in your bag without worrying about it taking up too much space. Now the DJI Neo is like the scrappy underdog here. It's ultra lightweight at just 135 grams, which is incredible for a $200 drone. But let's not kid ourselves, the all-plastic construction feels, well, very $200-ish. The propeller guard, it's thin. Like, don't squeeze too hard or you'll snap it thin. Sure, DJI sells replacements for cheap, but you get what you pay for. That said, it's still surprisingly durable for something so budget-friendly. We accidentally let it bump into a few objects, and it only walked away with some minor scuffs. Where the Flip absolutely nails it is in its foldable design. It's the kind of engineering that makes you go, okay, that's why this costs more. The Neo, on the other hand, feels more like a toy that's trying to punch above its weight class. There's no fancy foldability here. It's a simple design that does its job. Both drones have their quirks though. The Flip's compact size is fantastic for portability, but when you unfold it, it feels surprisingly robust for something so light. Meanwhile, the Neo has a lens cap that barely stays on. Definitely not something you'd want to lose in the field. Flight performance is where the DJI Flip and DJI Neo reveal their true personalities. And they couldn't be more different, considering the amount of power they're given individually. The DJI Flip feels like a well-rounded performer, stable, reliable, and built for endurance. It boasts an impressive 31-minute maximum flight time, which is rare for a drone this compact. That means you have plenty of time to experiment with shots, scout for creative angles, and enjoy a relatively stress-free flying experience. In contrast, the DJI Neo is more of a sprinter. With a maximum flight time of just 15 minutes per battery, you'll find yourself landing and swapping batteries more often than you'd like. While that's fine for quick shots or fun flights, it can feel limiting if you're aiming for longer sessions. And yes, additional batteries are available, but they'll add to your total cost. When it comes to speed and maneuverability, the Flip takes a more balanced approach. It's not the fastest drone out there, but it offers a smooth, controlled flight experience that's perfect for beginners or those prioritizing stable footage. Its slightly heavier frame and the innovative foldable full-coverage propeller guard provide better stability in flight, even in moderate wind conditions. This makes it ideal for capturing cinematic shots at higher altitudes without worrying about the drone veering off course. On the other hand, the Neo is a little rocket. In sport mode with a physical controller, it can hit speeds of up to 36 miles per hour. For its size and price, that's seriously impressive. However, if you're using just the app to control it, the speed drops significantly to 13 miles per hour in normal mode. The Neo's lightweight build also makes it exceptionally agile, but that comes with a downside. It struggles with wind. At higher altitudes or on breezy days, the Neo's flight path wobbles noticeably, making it less reliable for stable footage in challenging conditions. Alright, now let's get into what really matters for most people when choosing a drone: camera. After all, what's the point of flying one if you're not capturing some jaw-dropping shots? The DJI Flip and DJI Neo take very different approaches here, and both have their strengths and weaknesses. Let's start with the DJI Flip, which is all about delivering pro-level features in a compact design. It's rocking a 1/1.3-inch CMOS sensor, which is the kind of tech you'd expect in higher-end gear. This sensor captures 48 megapixel photos and has dual native ISO fusion, meaning it handles both bright and low light conditions beautifully. The f1.7 aperture and 2.4 microns 4-in-1 pixels pull in a ton of light, so whether you're shooting sunsets or shadowy forest scenes, you're getting vibrant, detailed images. Plus, its 4K 60 frames per second HDR video ensures every frame is packed with rich colors and a wide dynamic range, even in high contrast situations like sunrises. The Flip also comes with some serious extras for creators. You've got 10-bit D-Log-M color mode, letting you record up to 1 billion colors and retain all the subtle details in highlights and shadows. Perfect for those of you who love tweaking footage in post. Add to that features like AI subject tracking for keeping your subject in focus, slow motion, 4K 100 frames per second, and 4x zoom, and you've got a tool that feels built for cinematic shots. Now, the DJI Neo is the budget-friendly alternative, but it's surprisingly capable for its price. Its 1/2-inch sensor shoots 4K video, but here's the catch. It defaults to 1080p 30 frames per second unless you dive into the settings. The 117.6-degree field of view and f2.8 aperture are decent for capturing wide, sweeping shots, but don't expect the same level of detail or dynamic range as the Flip. In bright sunlight, the footage is solid, but low-light performance introduces some grain and struggles with color accuracy. While the Neo doesn't support vertical shooting or advanced color grading, it's got its charms. The quick-shot modes, like Droney and Helix, make it easy to grab fun, dynamic clips without much effort. When it comes to ease of use and control, the DJI Flip and DJI Neo approach things from two very different angles. The Flip is like that polished, user-friendly device that makes flying a drone feel effortless. The Neo? It's more like a raw, unfiltered experience, easy enough to pick up, but requiring a little finesse to master. Let's start with the Flip. This drone is all about convenience. You can launch it straight from your palm with a simple gesture. No remote required. It's also equipped with voice commands, so you can literally tell it what to do by saying, "Hey, fly." Want to switch shooting modes? Just press a button on the drone itself or use the DJI Fly app to handle it all with an intuitive interface. It's smooth, simple, and feels like the kind of tech that takes care of the hard stuff for you. The Neo, while easy to get started with, doesn't have the same level of polish. Sure, you can launch it quickly using the app, but the controls are noticeably less precise when compared to using a physical remote. The app interface works fine for basic flying and capturing shots, but the touch controls have a slight lag that can be frustrating, especially if you're trying to pull off intricate maneuvers. That's where the optional RCN3 controller comes in. It's almost mandatory if you want the Neo to really shine. With the controller, you unlock faster speeds and tighter, more responsive controls, making the Neo feel like a whole new beast. Where the Flip takes the lead is in its additional automation and beginner-friendly features. AI-powered modes like Master Shots and Focus Track let the drone handle complex shots, keeping your subject perfectly framed without you needing to be a pro pilot. The Neo has similar quick-shot modes like Droney and Helix, but it doesn't pack the same advanced AI tracking capabilities. Alright, let's talk about the safety features of the DJI Flip and DJI Neo, because when you're flying a few $100 worth of tech in the air, the last thing you want is a crash landing. The DJI Flip is like that overprotective parent, it's always looking out for you. The standout here is its 3D infrared sensing system, which enables automatic braking and collision avoidance. Whether you're flying in tight spaces or navigating tricky, low-light environments, the Flip's sensors keep you out of trouble. And when the battery starts running low, it automatically returns to its takeoff point, making sure you don't lose it mid-flight. It's the kind of tech that gives beginners the confidence to explore without the constant fear of wrecking their drone. Now the DJI Neo, it's more like the adventurous sibling that's a little rough around the edges. Safety features on the Neo are basic at best. It uses 2 downward infrared sensors to stay level with the ground and avoid crashing during takeoff or landing. But here's the thing. It has no obstacle detection. So if there's a tree or a wall in its flight path, it's entirely on you to steer clear. The Neo also lacks the Flip's advanced auto braking, which means it's better suited for open spaces rather than tight, obstacle-heavy areas. Where the Neo shines is simplicity. If you're careful and stick to the basics, the Neo can still feel safe to operate. It also has an auto-return function for when the battery gets low, which works well in open spaces. But again, it's not as forgiving as the Flip. Let's talk about what might be the biggest deciding factor for most people: price. The DJI Flip and DJI Neo sit at very different price points, and the value they offer reflects that. The DJI Flip starts at a premium price, but it justifies the cost with its high-end features. At under $1,000, you're getting a drone with a 48-megapixel camera, 4K 60 frames per second HDR video, advanced AI tracking, and a 31-minute flight time. It's a full package for creators looking to capture pro-level shots. Plus, with foldable design and safety features like automatic braking and collision avoidance, the Flip screams value for professionals and enthusiasts who prioritize quality and reliability. Now, the DJI Neo comes in at just $200, which is ridiculously cheap for what you're getting. A compact, ultra-lightweight drone that shoots 4K video and offers quick shot modes for dynamic footage. But here's the thing. To get the most out of the Neo, you'll need extras like additional batteries, $40 each, and a controller, $130, which can push the cost closer to $400 or more. So the Flip is an investment for serious creators, while the Neo is a gateway drone for beginners or casual users. Both are worth it, but for entirely different audiences. Here's the big question: who should buy the DJI Flip, and who's better off with the DJI Neo? Both drones excel in their respective niches, but they cater to very different audiences. The DJI Flip is for creators who want more than just a flying toy. It's a tool for crafting stunning visuals. With its advanced camera system, 48-megapixel photos, 4K HDR video, and intelligent shooting modes, it's perfect for professionals and enthusiasts who need pro-level quality. Add in safety features like collision avoidance and a solid 31-minute flight time, and it's a no-brainer for anyone serious about aerial photography or videography. The Flip isn't just a drone, it's an investment in your creative toolkit. The DJI Neo, on the other hand, is the ultimate entry-level drone. It's priced to be accessible, easy to pick up, and fun to fly. Casual users, hobbyists, or first-time drone buyers will appreciate its simplicity and affordability. Sure, it has limitations like shorter flight times and fewer safety features, but for $200, it offers a surprisingly capable flying experience. It's the perfect choice if you're curious about drones, but not ready to dive deep into high-end territory. If you want a polished, feature-packed drone for professional use, the DJI Flip is your best bet. If you're after a simple, affordable, and fun experience, the DJI Neo is the way to go. Either way, DJI has you covered. Just pick the drone that suits your style. And there you have it, the DJI Flip and DJI Neo, two drones that couldn't be more different but still manage to impress in their own ways. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and if you liked this comparison, hit that like button and maybe even subscribe. We've got more cool camera breakdowns coming your way. See you in the next one.